Hello, thank you for watching. Let's talk about marriage and exaltation. There's some things that God has clearly revealed to us. And among those things include the celestial kingdom will have a married people section. And it's a married people section. That is exaltation. That's the best thing for you to have after this life. And it is available to everybody if they will choose to do the things God says get you in there. And another thing God is clear about is God will not punish us or hold us back from blessings when we did not have the opportunity to do the thing we needed to do to get that blessing. And so, in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, one thing that the Lord is not clear about, and there is a debate about, is will there be more men at final judgment or before final judgment, who died not getting married the right way, or not getting married at all, and otherwise worthy of exaltation, or will there be more women who fit that category? And there's going to be polygamy in the celestial kingdom. Definitely it's going to be there. But that's not here and now, so I'm not a polygamist here and now. Duh. Okay. Some people say there are more men who are going to be in that circumstance of when we get things all wrapped up, but before final judgment, where there will be no more new marrying, no more giving in marriage. Their argument for that I've heard is that men die in war. And they aren't denying that there are women who die in war too. But they're right. Historically, armies are composed of young men. There are exceptions to that rule, but usually when you hear about war, it was the young men of the two countries killing each other and going to war. And not armies full of women, or not armies that were majority women. And armies usually are killing each other and not killing civilians. When they did kill civilians, and most times in war, it was because they'd already killed the protecting army first. And that's some good food for thought, that argument. I'm not convinced to take their side on that debate because of that argument, because some of those men, we're talking about 18 and 20-year-olds, some of those men are not going to get into the celestial kingdom. They had already started to live a bad life. They had opportunities. God's going to make the right decision, and God knows if they would have accepted the gospel with all their heart. But I'm not going to assume that entire armies are going to be deemed by God as would have accepted it with all their heart. If I'm wrong, I might be wrong about that, and I will not complain to God if I get to the celestial kingdom and I find the entire German army from World War I in the 1800s, entire armies of many countries there. I will not complain if I'm wrong about that and I get to the celestial kingdom and find it. But my best guess is some of those guys would not have accepted it. But to the degree there are some who would have accepted it, dying when you're 18 years old or in your early 20s when you were in an army and that limits your chances to get married, some of them will be definitely deemed by God to not have had the opportunity to get married. I think there are going to be more women under that circumstance of needing the Lord to set them up with a husband for their exaltation. Because when sex-selective abortions are done, it's the women that are killed off in an extremely higher rate or percentage than male sex-selective abortions. And infanticide has usually been of the female child, where there has been a culture and a lot of it happening. It's usually been the female child that dies and not the male child. Another reason for me to think more women are going to be worthy of exaltation but not have a husband and need to get hooked up is in our world right now we see a higher spirituality of women. More women going to church, not just in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but that's the thing with which I have the most experience, and you can see it. There's an imbalance of more women than men in other churches too. So that increased spirituality makes me think more women are going to get to that point where God says, okay, now we need to get all of you all married, that we're worthy in every way except that. However God's going to sort that out. He's been a little bit vague, but he's definitely going to make sure we have an opportunity for marriage. And those are my reasons for my taking a, not a firm stand, but a stand. My understanding right now is more women than men will need God to hook them up with a spouse to get them their exaltation, which they are otherwise worthy for. Thank you for watching. You have a good day.